Today I'm going to show you how I made the Shiso and Peach, one of the highballs I had the opportunity to create for Kinjo, an omakase bar and lounge in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Kinjo means neighborhood in Japanese, so when designing this cocktail menu, I wanted to bring some interesting but accessible flavors to the customers. The Shiso and Peach is kind of like a whiskey soda meets a mojito and doesn't require all that much prep, which was another parameter when designing this cocktail. First, going to start by making a Shiso oleosaccharum, a maceration. We're extracting shiso flavor with sugar. So that's 10 grams of shiso, washed and patted dry, torn up, and then 75 grams of sugar into a mixing glass. Muddle briefly to speed up the extraction process. We're then letting this sit out on the countertop for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just enough to extract most of the flavor without pulling out that leafy vegetalness that you would get when the leaves start to break down and brown. Think about that mint in your mojito that's been sitting at the bottom of the glass. We don't want that. It's also a little dependent on your room temperature. The hotter it is, the faster it'll extract, so you'll want to pay a little bit of attention after the first hour. So after the maceration is complete, we're going to add 300 ml of Japanese whiskey. I had Toki on hand here today, which will result in a lighter, more refreshing cocktail, but the original spec I put out used a Y45 with a slightly higher proof and more woody profile. Both are still very gentle and floral with some stone fruit notes. Next, we're adding 150 ml of a 6% citric acid solution, that's 9 grams of citric acid, to 141 grams of water, and using that as our sour component. I'm choosing to do this because I don't really want to use citrus juice. The cocktail doesn't need that lemon flavor, and using the acid solution allows me to extend the shelf life of the mix itself. I originally expected this out to be a forced carbonated cocktail as well, but when that didn't pan out, I just kept the citric solution in. Give that a mix and make sure you dissolve all the sugar, and then we're filtering the shiso leaves out of the cocktail mix through a coffee filter. It doesn't have to be a coffee filter, but just ensure that the resulting liquid has no shiso particles. We're then adding 60 ml of a peach liqueur. I find that a little goes a long way, so this is just enough to make it peachy without being super cloying and dominating the other flavors. Then we're just going to bottle the mix and stick this in a very cold fridge. If you were to try this mix by itself, it would be a little bit sweet and tart, bursting with shiso flavor with a nice peach undertone, but this cocktail really shines in a highball. So, in a highball glass, we're adding 2 ounces of our shiso and peach mix, a nice block of ice, stir that down to chill, and finally topping it off with some soda water. Garnish with a shiso leaf and enjoy a cold, refreshing herbal cocktail. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, I guess. Cheers.